Talk with me. I'm Sarah. You are?
Hi, Sarah. I'm also Sarah.
Hey. Nice. So, did you want to use one of our story prompts? Did you have a story to tell?
Oh, I haven't thought about this at all.
Fantastic.
Story prompts. Well, do you have one? What's being underutilized that needs more talking on it?
There's no agenda here. It's probably not helpful, right?
No, I need to know what the gay agenda is.
The gay agenda is be gay. Well, I can ask you some questions, or I see you reading.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
What brought you to Pride today?
Oh, I'm here volunteering with Queer Hangs.
Fantastic.
It's a great way to get my foot in the door in a social group. I haven't actually hung out, even though I signed up a long time ago. But I love volunteering because it gives me an activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So, go ahead.
no, please go on.
Did you want to talk a little bit more about Queer Hangs, or maybe what you hope to get out of the organization, either as a volunteer or an active participant?
Not sure if there's much meaty there. It's just, I identify as queer and was looking for a group where that would be, to make a group to affiliate with.
Nice.
But I guess more relevant is just the importance of affinity groups in queer spaces. I especially like the high-level categorization, say queer, as opposed to any lower-level buckets, because, I don't know, I think it seems nicer to just have a more inclusive, have things be generally inclusive. I don't know if bucketing too far down is very helpful. Thus, pride, queer, but of course, anyone who wants to bucket lower down is entirely entitled to do so.
Sure. Okay. Has there been anything that's really resonated for you at Pride today?
No, I mean, actually, one thing that's nice is a lot of services being offered.
A lot of services.
I think that's a great idea. Registering to vote, get a monkeypox vaccine, get free STI testing. I think that's a really great idea to do a service-oriented gathering. So you still have the kind of booths that you would expect, where you have a diverse group of booths kind of bringing their pride foot forward, whether or not they're kind of directly related or not, but having a lot of things where there's direct action and services being provided, such as registering people to vote, is a great idea.
Yeah, it's nice to have that tangible element represented in something we can actually participate in. Yeah. Great.
Okay.
Anything else that you'd like to share or talk about?
I have so little, but let's see. You guys do have your pre-questions, and the first one is, what does a more trans-inclusive queer future look like to you? And I suppose it would just be, people not caring about other people's life, the things that don't really impact them, except that it makes them perhaps feel ooky. That's just not another person's problem. If someone's life and them getting to live who they are makes somebody else feel a little ooky, that's somebody else's problem, not the person who needs to live their actual life. So I suppose, a trans-inclusive future would look like just getting to live as yourself without having to explain it to anybody else.
Exactly.
The default being agender, pansexual, and then if you happen to feel like you're strongly in a direction, that would be the thing, like, oh wow, cool, you're strongly in a direction, but just assume that having lack of assumptions about sexual orientation or strict gender identification, because it's all social constructs anyway, and so there's no objective reason why we should assume that, say, a heterosexual cis should be a default. Okay. No reason except for social reasons that maintain a certain kind of social order that I'm not sure if it's serving us anymore. I think we can do better.
I totally agree. Stop using it as a control mechanism.
Exactly, which is exactly what it's here for. It is here to control and maintain a certain kind of order, and is that really working great for us? Because it's not working great for straight white men either. Because they also don't get to live a more true life, and people, straight white men who are not in control are also wondering what's up with that and why they don't get to just be handed all this stuff. So So it just seems better to just maybe not organize our society based on arbitrary lines that leave most people outside.
I agree. Yeah. Beautifully answered. Thank you.
And hopefully I like to think we're moving in that direction as well, that this is where we're going overall. And even if things aren't strictly linear, that that's vaguely the direction we're going. I mean, a few generations ago, I don't think we'd be able to be quite as openly, we're not able to be as openly queer, trans, or, anything that was considered unacceptable, really. And now things are considered much more acceptable. And, public opinion towards being, say, gay has changed relatively quickly on the stigma front. So I like to think we're going in a pretty good direction of people not caring. And yes, there have been backlashes.
Well, people
but that's to be
are
expected.
Hard to accept change sometimes. So it's a long, slow, consistent revolution.
Exactly.
One foot in front of the other. We just have to keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I like to think we have reasonableness on our side. Because if you think real hard, for people who are, say, opposed to people being, trans or gay, if they think real hard, they'll see that it really doesn't affect them in any real way, except on a social spectrum. So if they just, think hard about how this is actually impacting them, I like to think that perhaps they'd feel differently about it. Well, okay, people have many reasons to feel the way they feel. But I like to think that it is reasonable because living your own life isn't hurting anybody. And so there's no cause to be that we're wronging anyone else by, living a more honest life.
Absolutely. I remember hearing this. I read this quote years ago, and I could Google it. I can't remember who said it, but it reads, "What you think of me is none of my business." And that just resonated for me. I think I probably read it 15, 20 years ago, and I thought, oh. And at first I didn't understand it. And then I was like, yep, okay, that totally, I don't care. You don't have to approve. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't like gay, don't be gay.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah, you be you, I'll be me, and that's fine.
You don't have to be in this park right now.
Nope.
It will be open other days if you're deeply offended by our conduct. I'm looking out and seeing some fully clothed people walking casually around a festival as one often would. If that deeply offends anyone, they can feel free to not be in this space at this time, and I'm sure that will suit them just fine. And then they can be in this space at a future time, and it will also be fine. Or they can join us and see that it's a bunch of fully clothed people walking casually through a festival,
having a nice time.
And maybe they could too. Maybe.
Let's hope.
Exactly.
Sarah, thank you for sitting down and sharing some stories with us.
Well, of course. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
We have all received a gift, an expected or anticipated gift for a birthday, anniversary, retirement. Each time we receive that gift, whether it meets our expectation, we feel something. Happy, sad, disappointed. The gifts that are unexpected, unconditional, small or large, have the potential of changing the trajectory of a life. Someone pays for your groceries when you're out of money, leaves you a big tip just when you think you can't afford your rent. Those are the gifts that ease our fears, make us grateful, and want to help others. This is a space where we share how those gifts, big or small, make a difference and change our lives. Welcome to the Starfish Connection.